from heir and spare to war and despair. They were the royal fairy tale. Two brothers, two roles. One crown, one shadow. But no one tells you what happens after the fairy tale. Because what started as a family bond has quietly turned into one of the most brutal, strategic, and ice-cold power plays in modern monarchy. Meghan and Harry smiling at the Invictus Games. William the heir. Harry the spare. One stayed, one fled. One followed the script. The other set fire to it. Harry and Meghan cut ties with royals. Prince William silent amidst fallout. A royal rift decades in the making. Most people thought this drama peaked with spare. It didn't, because while Harry aired it all out, William said nothing. For years, he let the world call him cold, silent, distant. But recently, William broke character. And when he did, it shook the palace. Prince William signs Netflix deal, royal family stunned. The same Netflix. The same platform that gave Harry and Meghan a global megaphone to drag the monarchy through the mud. Harry and Meghan's Netflix docuseries, intimate, emotional. William's Earthshot trailer, pristine, global, regal. This wasn't a coincidence. It was a counterstrike. Carefully timed, ruthlessly executed. And for the first time, it was William who went public. But to really understand why this hit so hard, you have to rewind to the exact moment their brotherhood cracked. Funeral of Princess Diana. 1997, crowds lining the streets. William, 15. Harry, 12. Walking behind their mother's coffin. No music, just silence, footsteps. This was the moment the world fell in love with them. Two boys, shell-shocked, grief-stricken, forced to perform royal stoicism for millions. They didn't choose this life. They inherited it. I don't think any child should be asked to do that, and Prince Har. That one moment didn't just scar them. It split them. William did what the crown expected. He swallowed the pain, played the part. Harry? He started asking why the part even existed. William and Harry joking on tour, in uniform together. And yet, for a while it worked. They laughed, they leaned on each other. It was survival wrapped in brotherhood. But that bond was always fragile. And the first real crack wasn't Meghan. It was Kate. When William married Kate, it wasn't just a royal event. It was a coronation of the Windsor ideal. Elegant, loyal, apolitical, silent. For a moment, it looked like a family expanding. But under the surface, things were shifting. Kate wasn't just William's wife. She became the firm's new North Star. Perfect optics, impeccable loyalty. And she fit the mold too well. Then came Meghan, American, actress, divorced, biracial, unfiltered. She didn't just not fit the royal mold. She shattered it. And William allegedly hated it. To Harry, it wasn't concern. It was condescension. The big brother wasn't warning him. He was undermining him. That moment, that conversation, it was the beginning of what would become the most strategic, slow-burning fallout in royal history. When Kate married into the monarchy, it wasn't just a royal wedding. It was a royal endorsement. She didn't just join the firm. She became the firm. Elegant, measured, mute by design. The British press adored her. The Queen adored her. And for a while, so did Harry. But that fairy tale had an expiration date. Meghan didn't walk in quietly. She walked in like she belonged. She was warm. She was loud. She was different. Too different. The same media that worshipped Kate came for Meghan like she was a scandal waiting to happen. And behind closed doors, William allegedly wasn't having it. But Harry didn't hear caution. He heard condescension. He didn't see a brother protecting him. He saw a system closing in. That conversation sparked the shift. From passive tension to a Cold War, smiles on the surface, silence underneath, until the bomb dropped. January 2020 headlines scroll by. Harry and Meghan step back from royal duties. Megxit rocks the monarchy. Senior royals blindsided. It wasn't just an exit. It was a declaration of independence on Instagram. The palace had no idea. Harry didn't ask for permission. He posted. And if that wasn't loud enough, the interview was, "I was trapped and didn't know I was trapped, Prince Harry. There were conversations about how dark Archie's skin might be. Meghan, I just didn't want to be alive anymore." Allegations of racism, mental health neglect, institutional cruelty. Every rule they were told not to break, they broke. "We are very much not a racist family, Prince William." One sentence. No emotion. No follow-up. That single line told the world two things. William was hurt. William was done. After Oprah, William launched the most royal response possible. Nothing. No public fights. No counter-narrative. No meetings. He froze Harry out. No texts, no calls. Just distance. Not passive, strategic. Because William knows the power of silence. Especially when everyone else is screaming. Act 5. Silent treatment turned strategy. Harry showed up, stayed for 60 minutes, left alone. No invite to the balcony. No photo ops. Not even a side glance from William. It wasn't awkward. It was calculated. Because this wasn't just estrangement. This was exile. After Oprah, after Spare, after years of PR warfare, William deployed the most aristocratic weapon in the royal arsenal. Complete. Public. Silence. No press tours. No counter interviews. No tweets. He let Harry talk. He let Meghan cry. He let the world spin. And then he moved. Netflix. Yes, that Netflix. The same company that gave Harry and Meghan $100 million to air the royal family's darkest secrets. William didn't just go where Harry went. He went higher. Instead of throwing shade, he shined. Instead of bitterness, he brought branding. You left for California to sell candles and trauma. I stayed to save the planet. This wasn't just a documentary. It was a flex. No drama. No dirt. Just William polished global kingly. And every frame reminded you exactly what Harry walked away from. It wasn't revenge. It was a rebrand. The future king didn't raise his voice. He raised his profile. And in doing so, he made Harry look small. Where is Kate Middleton? Health concerns deepen after surgery mystery. Internet conspiracy theories spiral out of control. For months, she vanished. No public events. No statements. Just palace silence. And in the absence, the internet invented its own version of Kate. Some said she was sick. Some said she was gone. Some said something darker. But then, without warning, she reappeared. The Princess of Wales returns. She didn't give a press conference. She didn't explain where she'd been. She didn't need to. Kate showed up glowing, draped in elegance, standing tall beside William like a perfectly timed PR phoenix. It wasn't just a reappearance. It was a reset. Because that one photo, William in tux, Kate in white, did what no interview ever could. It told the world, the monarchy is fine. This wasn't reconciliation. It was erasure. No shouting, no scandal. Just strategy. In the end, William didn't need to attack Harry. He just needed to outlast him. And with Kate back at his side, serene, silent, unbothered, the message was simple. And Harry? He's no longer part of that future. Not rejected. Not vilified. Just removed. Quietly. Strategically. Devastatingly. William in royal garb giving a keynote at a global summit. Harry in a t-shirt speaking at a tech panel on digital wellness. By summer 2025, William wasn't just staying quiet. He was staging a takeover. Gone was the passive prince. This version of William? Calculated, polished everywhere. He didn't need to drop a tell-all. He dropped a rebrand. And it was brutal in its precision. Eco-king, family man, diplomatic powerhouse. He was hitting every demo. But the genius wasn't in the content. It was in the contrast. While William was climbing the global stage, Harry was spinning. The 100M Netflix deal fizzling. Spotify pulled the plug. Invictus quiet. The Montecito machine was cracking. And William timed it perfectly. Then came the interview. Polished, controlled. Nothing too controversial. But one quote broke through. It was quiet, but desperate. It wasn't a bombshell. It was a whisper. But that whisper did more damage than any headline. Because for the first time, Harry looked like the one still waiting. And William? He didn't text back. He didn't comment. He didn't flinch. That silence? It wasn't passive. It was tactical. Because what happened next wasn't a tabloid leak. It was a message from inside the palace. It wasn't just a rejection. It was a severance. And the source? Not Meghan, not Netflix, not California. It came from within the firm. This wasn't a leak. It was a final warning. There can be no reconciliation while the institution is under attack. Excerpt, Prince William's private letter. One sentence. 14 words. And just like that, the brotherhood was over. No phone call. No apology. No nuance. Just a line in the sand. And the leak didn't come from California. Didn't come from a disgruntled ex-staffer. It came from inside the palace. From inside the firm. That's not a mistake. That's a message. You're not just out of the family. You're out of the business. For the first time in years, the senior royals stood together. Not awkward. Not forced. United. It wasn't a show of love. It was a show of strategy. No one asked, "Where's Harry?" Because that question had been answered already, by omission. It wasn't a glitch. It was the future. Photoshopped, curated, cropped at the California coast. They didn't say Harry's not welcome. They said he doesn't exist. William didn't just inherit the throne in waiting. He inherited the message control. And that message was simple. We've moved on, you haven't. Oprah with Harry and Meghan, the next chapter? Of course, they did another one. Another sit down, more never before heard revelations. Another round of stories that sounded familiar. By now, the bombshells were expected. The outrage muted. The novelty gone. But William? He didn't release a statement. He didn't do an interview. He didn't even flinch. Instead, he dropped something else. Prince William to deliver UN climate keynote in New York City. Harry poured his heart out. William raised the stakes. He didn't react. He outclassed. He let Harry talk to the internet while he talked to the world. The Wales family, summer 2025. Then came the final maneuver. No press tour. No speech. Just a photo. A portrait. But not just any portrait. Not missing. Excluded. It was a quiet kill shot. A soft power move with hard consequences. The photo didn't scream family. It screamed future. This wasn't revenge. This was design. A monarchy tightened. A legacy protected. A brother erased. William never raised his voice. Never posted a screenshot. Never dropped a thread. And yet he won. Not by attacking. By anchoring. Harry didn't lose because he spoke. He lost because he couldn't stop. One brother built a narrative. The other became one. They live in parallel realities now. William, bound for the throne. Harry, bound for content deals. William, surrounded by tradition, power, and silence. Harry, surrounded by headlines, hurt, and hashtags. This wasn't just a personal fallout. It was an institutional shutdown. Not with fury, not with vengeance, but with framing. So who really won? The brother who spoke his truth, or the brother who learned to weaponize silence? To the viewer. So now you tell me, was this royal shutdown justice, or just a crown-shaped power trip? And if family means nothing behind palace walls, what does that say about the institution we keep pretending is built on tradition, duty, and love?